Local and live. Covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Well, Dan DeDona here with the localnews1.org weekly report for Hagerstown, Chambersburg, Smithsburg, Fairfield, Waynesboro, and all the communities that make up our local area. We're going to start off, as we usually do, with 5 things to do this weekend. This will be the 10th of October edition. And first up is the Dirty Boots Fall Family Fun Day, which promises a boot stomping good time on Saturday, the 11th of October, from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. That'll be at the Treasure Apple Valley Ranch on 8384 Anthony Highway in Quincy Township. Families can dive into an annual autumnal adventures to celebrate the season's bounty. Admission is $10, and that includes entry to the corn maze, plus food trucks, local shopping vendors, and a lineup of live music starting at noon, featuring Eddie Johnson, Crash Acoustic, and teenage sensation George Tyner. There'll be a lot of other activities out there, so check it out. That should be a lot of fun. Item number 2, Tia-Menasacta Environmental Center is hosting its, and I have to say this, world-famous 44th Annual Apple Festival, again, tomorrow, Saturday, October 11th, from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. That'll be at 500 Leitersburg Street in Greencastle. I can tell, I don't even have to read the script on this one. This is a great activity. They have all kinds of apple dumplings and chicken barbecue dinners. This is basically a great way to go out and see the center, get some great food for lunch, chat with a bunch of your friends. You really need to take advantage of this. It's a lot of fun, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's they just love to give this stuff away, and they do it every single year, and they do a wonderful job of it. Third item, the Penn National community is going to be offering an Artist Expo and food truck festival, also on Saturday from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. That'll be located at the Trellis Terrace at Penn National Golf Course, 3720 Clubhouse Drive in Fayetteville is the formal address. There will be artists from the Chambersburg Arts Alliance. The Foundry and Penn National will also showcase their works alongside an awful lot of food trucks, they say here. And in addition, the Mont Alto Fire Department will be bringing out some equipment so the kids can climb around and have a good time on that. Take advantage of that. It should be fun. The fourth item on the list is the 3rd annual Pause 5K kickoff at the, says here, the Positively Festive Dogtoberfest. This is organized to raise funds and awareness for shelter animals. It's inviting walkers, joggers, and runners of all paces, solo or with leashed pets, to follow the scenic trails around Waynesboro. That'll be at 11 a.m. Saturday, the 11th of October. That's going to be followed by awards announcements at noon, and that is followed by the ensuing Dogfest Bash at 25 East Main Street in Waynesboro. That'll be complete with Rough Edges Brewing beer tastings, sales live music, a doggy costume contest, and donation drives for pet supplies. That should be a lot of fun. And the 5th of our 5 items to do this weekend, Hagerstown Parks and Recreation is going to be offering the Free Harvest Hoedown, also on Saturday, 11 a.m. You're going to have to be really quick around the area if you want to catch all these things. But I'm sure there's something here that'll catch your fancy. The Free Harvest Hoedown takes place on Saturday between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. at the Fairgrounds, 351 North Cleveland. The Harvest-themed bash will be taking place near the Northern Pavilion. It offers scarecrow crafting, pumpkins, hand painting, balloon giveaways, petting zoo, pony rides, just a lot of other stuff. And with the first 1,000 children, they'll be able to claim a complimentary pumpkin, all their very own. Okay, that's the formal 5 that we offer for this week. Going to offer 2 more, though. Number 1, the Washington County Chamber has announced 3 events. On Friday, this evening, between 6:30 and 9, at the Jonathan Hager House on 110 Key Street, there will be a series of hosted ghost tours. The 2 one-hour tours, they'll be starting at 6:30 and 8 p.m. There'll be tales about the 18th century residence of Hagerstown founder Jonathan Hager. It's $15 per person, ages 10 and older, and $20 per person on Halloween night. That'll be taking place over the next couple of weeks. On Saturday, second item from the Chamber of Commerce is on Saturday, the 11th, from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. at 351 North Cleveland Avenue. There'll be a fall festival at the Fairgrounds Park. This will feature family-friendly fall activities, including balloon giveaways, pumpkin painting, pony rides, face painting, and more. Also getting free pumpkins for that. It's free for everybody to attend. And the third of their items is also on Saturday the 11th. There'll be a community yard sale along a stretch of 72 yards with sale vendors at 521 North Cannon Avenue. It's basically, it should be a good time. There'll be a lot of different kinds of products out there for you to peruse. So. And one last thing, and this is a little bit of a pitch for our recently started theater coverage, but did you know that there were 38 theater groups in the area? And they're putting on productions all the time. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know about them because for whatever reason, we haven't had local news until just recent years. So the Authentic Community Theater, or ACT, is packing the house of their black box studio with Disney's Descendants, the musical. It's an interesting story. It's about Prince Ben, a soon-to-be king of the kingdom of Auradon. He wants his legacy to be to create good by inviting the children of 4 of the most prominent villains in the area to join their prep school, with the hope that maybe they can put an end to evil and villainy in the kingdom. As you might suspect, all of his friends think he's crazy. And he's not getting a whole lot of love from the villains either. So it's a great show. It's at the ACT Black Box Studio at 43 South Potomac. And there are shows on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the 10th of October. So go out to their website, and ticketing is available online. That should be a lot of fun for you. Okay, moving on to regular news. In Pennsylvania, I'm going to lead off with the midterm elections. This is mainly a Pennsylvania thing on the 4th of November. It's likely more important. A lot of people stay away from the midterms, but I got to tell you, this is probably more important. You know, one of the functions of an executive, probably the most important function, is to see to it that they hire the right people, and a lot of times, sometimes you get the wrong people, and then you're not particularly happy with that. But in a smaller organization where the executive can pretty much choose who he wants or she wants, it works out pretty well. In public, though, you really have to get out. You vote. We vote for the people that are going to serve us in government positions. And once they get into office, we delegate to them, from us to them, a considerable amount of authority to do important things that are right up and close to you. Fire support. They provide water. They get rid of sewage. They take care of the roads. They keep them clean in the winter, and they put up with an awful lot of complaints about not fixing the potholes during the summertime. So, but all these things are up close and personal. They're within miles of where you live. So it's important that you make sure that you vote. Now, I hear a lot of people say, well, you know, there's just a lot of people vote. What does my vote count? Well, there's a quote from back in the 1700s. Back before a lot of people got distracted by the internet or Facebook or a lot of stuff like that. And they actually had a lot of time to think about how people behaved in a democracy over in England. And there's a great quote that came out of that, something along the lines of, excuse me, one never made a greater mistake than to do nothing because they could only do a little. It says, this is a case where you really need to do a little. Get out and vote. Make sure you pick people that you want running and providing all these services, because it's important to all of us. These people are going to get elected whether you vote or not. The only difference is going to be if you sit at home and you don't vote, you're going to have to live with everybody else's decisions, as will the rest of us. So please, get out and vote. There's a follow-up story to that. we've had a series of stories talking about how Hagerstown has been very energetic lately, taking on some pretty tough issues. One of those has been the homeless situation in Hagerstown, where they finally did pass an ordinance that said, there will be no camping in public grounds. Now, the part of that got lost in the shuffle, but was highly discussed, and we've reported on that, is that they also looked at for a lot of other capabilities from church groups, from nonprofit organizations, and a lot of others, because it wasn't enough to just simply displace people who were camping downtown in public parks. You also had to find some way of trying to support those people. And, get them out of those locations, but then what do you do with them? You can't just toss them over the line into Washington County. Well, recently, Mayor Bill McIntyre went on a couple of radio stations, and he shared that the Bowman family, had donated the old Citibank facility right there on the Pennsylvania-Maryland state line to Hagerstown, and that what they were considering doing was converting that into a large homeless shelter and human services activity. Not necessarily a bad idea. The only problem with it is the way it got rolled out. Of course, being right on the state line, right close to the village of State Line and pretty close to Greencastle, this came as a bit of a surprise. And like most surprises of this sort that have some serious implications, Chris Ardinger, who's the manager for Antrim Township, mentioned that, well, if you're going to start bringing in hundreds or possibly thousands of people into that enormous facility, even though you're doing the Lord's work, there's going to be an impact on fire support, on EMS support, on roads because of the increased foot and traffic in the area. Antrim Township does not have a police department, so they rely upon the Pennsylvania State Police to do that sort of thing. Probably might have been gone over a little better if that initial conversation, which even the mayor agrees it's in its infancy, it hasn't gone anywhere. They don't have any budget for it in Hagerstown to actually hire people to come in and occupy that facility so they could send homeless people there for support and services. Probably would have gone a little easier if he had talked directly to Chris Ardinger or to Ben Thomas in Greencastle, introduced the topic softly. So that and maybe even already have considered how they might address some of those concerns. That's important. The way you roll these things out is important, because if it's a big surprise, well, you kind of get what you get. People get excited. They start making typically an awful lot of bad assumptions, and they attribute bad intentions where they probably aren't deserved. They're probably just trying to solve a problem, but nonetheless. So that became a bit of an issue. We had two stories, one on the rollout by the mayor and one by Antrim Township's reaction to all that. Good reading. There was also a point that Hagerstown has been considering buying the old YMCA building, which to a certain extent is right smack in the middle of Hagerstown, where all these people, they've already got support services right there in the city. So there will be more on that. The mayor is trying to tamp that down. I think he probably realizes he made a mistake, but he's a good person, and he's trying to figure out a way to deal with this problem, especially since they've gotten this gift of a magnificently large facility. Kind of along those lines, the Hagerstown Community College is going to be sponsoring a Spark Tank, where they are going to offer $5,000 prizes for the best idea on productivity or services or technological developments in the area. Sign up for this event. There'll also be 4 other prizes, $1,000 a piece for different specific items that they're looking for. Sign up for that is going to be the 24th of October. At the event, each individual who signs up will be able to provide a 5-minute pitch on the 18th of November at the PSH building, and from that evaluation, you have a chance to win $5,000 or one of 4 $1,000 prizes. In Waynesboro, Sesco, it's a little company that manufactures electrical and wire components for the electrical industry. They recently bought TE Connectivity, which was also formerly known as Tyco. And they will be moving into the former Tyco Street offices this coming spring. This is kind of a full circle story for owner Dave Souders of Sesco. He kind of started out in that neck of the woods working with Tyco and getting some of his early start from them, and now he's come full circle and bought the company. Interesting story. Also in Hagerstown Community College, they have gotten a $260,000 grant from the Appalachian Regional Commission to enhance their truck driver training program. They'll be able to support 65 students out at with the operations they're currently conducting out at the D.L. Bowman facilities. And they're adding this to a $520,000 grant that was previously contributed in order to provide these kinds of services. So there's some good positive growth in that area. If you're interested in being a truck driver, you probably want to get in touch. Go out online and check out the Hagerstown Community College website, or check D.L. Bowman. They're very interested in this sort of thing. In Franklin County, for the 250th anniversary of the nation, there is a 250 mobile experiential unit that is driving around Franklin County. It is going to be located at 12995 Bain Road in Mercersburg on the 18th of October from 10 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a custom trailer that gives people the opportunity to see a lot of the things that led up to and have happened since our founding in 250 years ago. Also, Washington County has announced that it has reached almost 15% of land that is preserved since they started a program of preserving land for agricultural purposes back in 1981. This whole activity has been spearheaded by the Department of Planning and Zoning, and they have been orchestrating a mix of state, local, and federal dollars over that entire period of time. I think it's something over 40,000 acres now, so it's really a pretty big deal. In Franklin County, a lot of you may have seen this. We ran two stories on this over the weekend. Two state troopers were shot as they were trying to track down a thief and two female accomplices who had stolen over $1,000 from the Dick's Sporting Goods shop on Route 30 there in Chambersburg. The male perpetrator was Lamar Foy. He was shot and killed in an exchange of fire. Of the two policemen, the one is still in the hospital, one has been released, and both of them have gotten a lot of good wishes from throughout the community, including the governor. So that's a very good thing to do. The two women, I didn't write their names down here, but the two women are also being charged for being accomplices. Shifting over to People News, we have quite a bit of that this time. We'll see if we can get through it all in the time remaining. In Boonesboro, the Middletown Valley Bank hired Allison DuPont as a Senior Vice President for Strategic Initiatives, and Kayla Scooter, who's going to be the Retail Branch Manager there in Boonesboro. In Franklin County, Brian Chappell, Chappel, was named the September Employee of the Month by the county officials. He is working as an investigator for the Public Defender's Office. He was the top of 19 different nominations. He was in 3 of them, and he won the overall. Shepherd University, Sarah Vera won the Penn State Athletic Conference Women's Golf Athlete of the Week award. She recently won, she won one tournament, and she placed very highly in a second one, so congratulations to Sarah. In Waynesboro, Anthony Domino, a Waynesboro resident. A lot of people probably don't know this, but he has been the first assistant director for a series of Taylor Swift videos that have been produced over recent years, including one that was released on the 3rd of October that he participated in producing. It's of her film party for her latest album. So check that out. He's an interesting fellow. Also in Waynesboro, the team of Flegel, Mackley, and Shook, which sounds a little bit like a law firm, won the Rotary Club of Waynesboro's Battle of the Mines back on the 25th of September. This is the 3rd time they've won it over the course of 13 years. The event is a major fundraiser for the Waynesboro area. Basically, the club has done this 13 times, And each time the club has a co-sponsor. Most recently it was Buttonwood Nature Center. And what the club does is it splits the winnings. So we haven't got the final tally on that, but in a typical year, and we might have done a little bit better this year, in a typical year, at least $10,000 is put into the hands of a worthwhile local organization to help sustain and advance the quality of the community. So, I mean, add it up. It's about $130,000 in the last 13 years. So excellent work by the club. And there are also 2 youth football teams who remain defeated with only 2 weeks left to go in the season. That would be Waynesboro and Fairfield's teams. They're at the top of the Capital Football Association, or CFA, standings. In health, WellSpan is touting a mobile mammogram. It's basically a bus that's equipped to be able to do mammograms and take that service out into the county in their coverage area. Of course, the big advantage to that is you definitely want to get early detection for these kind of things. Well, since they started this program in 2021, 4,600 women have been seen, 1,432 of them just in 2024, and they have found 40 cases of cancer, which as almost everybody knows, I suspect, the early detection of cancer is very important. So this is a very worthwhile. 40 times they've hit the win button. There's a couple other things here. I do want to mention one from the 5th through the 11th of October, at the risk of being a little bit self-serving. It's National Journalism Week, and we published an article by the Pennsylvania News Media Association. It basically talks about the necessity of having decent news, local news sources, in order to help create and sustain a sense of community. So everybody shares the right information, the same information, accurate information, and that, of course, is a service that we provide. We've already started. I mentioned that we've already started our theatrical reviews. We're coming with crossword puzzles. We're going to be starting this coming Monday. Check it out. Those should be a lot of fun, and we're creating a lot of other capabilities. We also have local history every Tuesday, the writings of Dargan Boy on Thursdays, lots of sports and entertainment, and much more than I can cover in just the short period of time I've got here every week. We are very proud to be the news source for Verstandig Media. And you can see all the local news in localnews1.org. All local, no national. We try to give it to you straight. And we will leave you with the thought of the day. A scarecrow was recently given an award because he was outstanding in his field. Bada bing. Have a great week. Take care.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.